What's up, Facebook? So, one of my Facebook friends posted something on their social media page, and they literally said that gay pride was not born of a need to celebrate being gay, but the right to exist without persecution. So instead of wondering why there isn't a straight pride movement, be thankful you don't need one. Fuck you. If it wasn't about celebration, then you wouldn't have gay pride events in the first place. On top of it, if it's not about a need to celebrate it, then why the fuck do you have a gay movement? I want to challenge the argument. Because it's like, one, I don't need a straight pride movement. And two, I lately pointed it out, it's the truth. If it's all about equality, then straight people should be included. And as soon as I say this, I get called phobic. Check your gay privilege. It's the truth. If it's all about equality and acceptance, then you want everyone to accept you because you're gay and trans, then accept them for being straight and cisgendered. I'm so sick and tired of this culture political war where it's like gay versus straight, trans versus cisgendered, black versus white, women versus men. I'm sick and tired of fucking Facebook and YouTube and everyone making this argument about gay versus everyone else. And I'm like, you know what? It shouldn't be about gay people versus everyone else. It should be about acceptance and tolerance. That's what the gay community loves to preach. How they're sick and tired. And it's like, okay, you know what? I don't need a movement to feel good about myself. And y'all have to rely on everyone else to validate yourself. That's gotta be fucking miserable. Let me fucking mix this apple soda pop with a little bit of morning goodness. And it's like, I don't hate gay people, but I hate how everyone has to shove it in our face. Like, I'm the piece of shit because I'm white, straight, cisgendered, and male, so automatically I'm the problem when the problem is hypocrisy at its finest. You can't even define what gender is, yet you expect everyone to respect your gender pronouns. Doesn't personally affect me, but at the same time, it's like, go fuck yourself. Because remember, biology doesn't give a fuck about your pronouns. I saw this fucking post on Facebook and I'm like, I've got nothing against gay people, but this shit made me laugh. If it wasn't about celebrating it, then you wouldn't have a gay pride month. If it's all about gender equality and sexual equality, then how come I'm not allowed to celebrate being white, straight, cisgendered, and male? Because your people have oppressed our people for blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, so now it's okay for you to oppress me with your privilege? You're a hypocrite. People in society are fucking miserable, and I'm sick of it. I don't go out of my way to bully anyone, and yet somehow here's the kicker of it. When I get bullied on social media, or Facebook, or YouTube, I get told, well, if you don't like it, just get off of social media and stop being King Cobra and ignore the hate comments. You can't say that to gay people or trans people because they're overly protected in our society. I get bullied for hating pedophiles. Where the fuck's my cancel mob? Well, you don't get to have one, Josh, because you're not special enough. Well, hashtag me too. And no offense to Raven here, but it's it's the truth. If it wasn't a celebration, then why the fuck would you have an entire month dedicated to, you know, like, it's the truth. Like, if it wasn't about celebration, then you wouldn't celebrate Pride. You know what I'm saying? What it's really all about is acceptance. You want to call me a bigot? You want to say, Cobra, you're a fucking asshole, you're uneducated? Fuck you and hear me out. It's all about acceptance. And what the gay people have in common with the straights, and what cisgendered people have in common with trans people, is that we're all just trying to find ourselves and gain acceptance. Am I wrong for saying it? And then you want to accuse me of being uneducated and being like, oh, well, Cobra is such a phobe. And I'm like, fuck you. If I was trans or gay phobic, I wouldn't support Elton John, I wouldn't support Blair White, and I wouldn't be friends with Sasha. So it's like, yeah, check your gay privilege. Not everyone who's fucking straight or cisgendered is automatically labeled transphobic or gay phobic. It's like, can you give us a chance to think for ourselves instead of shoving it down our fucking throats non-fucking stop? And the problem with the radical left, is you can't have a conversation about gender and politics, even if you make a couple of fair points. You're still going to get attacked for being misinformed. And I'm like, you know what? People should be allowed to think for themselves. It doesn't make them right. It doesn't make you wrong. But it's just like, we've all got opinions and they all suck major Asperger's. So fuck you. And like, if it wasn't about celebration, then you wouldn't have an entire month get dedicated to gay pride. And it's like, if it's all about equality and inclusivity and love, then why not accept everyone else, accept sickos? And be like, well, you're straight and you're cisgendered. I accept you and I love you. That doesn't make you right, but I hear what you're saying, kind of thing. That would take bigger balls than fucking, you know what I'm saying? And my biggest complaint isn't about gay people or trans people. My biggest complaint, to be honest with you, Facebook, is that there is too much hatred in our society. And it's like, you know what? You're not allowed to call it out when everyone else abuses their privilege. But when a white, straight, cisgendered, heterosexual male abuses their privilege, it's all over the news. Woke culture be like, oh my god, these sissy fucking straighties. I hate them. And it's like, okay, if you want people to stop hating you, then stop hating me because I'm straight, white, cisgendered, and male. Simple concept, stop being a hypocrite and actually practice what you preach. I'm not here to hate on anyone. I'm here to fucking make you think. You can't even define what gender is, yet you expect everyone to respect your gender pronouns? Get the fuck out of here. It doesn't personally affect me, but when I call it like I see it, I get told that I'm gay phobic or that I'm transphobic. So instead of having a conversation like a mature adult, you want to call me names like an immature, overgrown child. And that's the radical left in a nutshell. It's also the radical right in a nutshell. Because, to be quite honest with you, I'm sick and tired of radicalized politics. And it's like, okay, all I want is world peace and for people to stop making it about gender, race, sexuality, and religion, etc. But instead, we gotta have this progressive war where we talk down to each other. And I'm sick of it. That you don't want to have a conversation about this crap because it might challenge the way you think. Wham! Well, that's called having a discussion. If you don't like it, then stop preaching politics. And you know what? I got a fucking text message from someone on fucking YouTube telling me Like, Cobra, stop talking politics. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, that's not for you to judge, my friend. Because you don't agree with what I have to say, or because I challenge the norm without being a complete dick about it, and it makes you think. That's just it. The society we live in, everybody just wants to be accepted, and everybody wants to just find their self. That's why I preach power to the people and stop making it about race, sexuality, gender, religion, etc. I'm sick and tired of hearing about it on Facebook. So when I see people posting this crap, I'm just like, aren't you adorable? If it's all about acceptance and tolerance, according to LGB, the Rainbow Crew Plus, then accept and tolerate everyone else's opinion. You want everyone else to accept your opinion and accept you for who you are. Well, it comes down to the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. And if you don't like the way I say that, fuck you. And I can't have a conversation about this kind of crap with certain people in my life, you know who you are, without them being radically left and accusing me of being transphobic. And it's like, okay, if I was transphobic, I wouldn't be subscribed to Blair White on YouTube. I wouldn't be Sasha's straight friend. You know, like, hear me out and, like, think for yourselves. Stop making it about politics. Stop making it about gender, religion, race, sexuality, country of origin, etc. And just think for yourselves. The biggest problem with trans people is that they expect everyone else to respect their pronouns, but if you won't respect our pronouns, no one's going to take you seriously. And on top of that, if you have to fucking rely on everyone else's validation to feel good about yourself, gender doesn't define your sexuality or your gender. Like, your genitalia doesn't define any of that yet. If they change their fucking genitalia, you now have to call them a female. And I'm like, it's bullshit, dude. It doesn't personally affect me. Because I'm like, if you want to be a fucking radical left nut job about it, have fun doing what you're doing. Long as you ain't a fucking sicko, it don't personally affect me. What I have a problem with is woke extremism and sickos. I don't got a problem with you if you're fucking trans or whatever else. You know what I'm saying?
No one seems to know this, but Amazon actually has a $50 million fund that they have to pay out every single month. And here's how you can get a cut of it. My name is Charlotte Mickelson, and we help everyday people grow their income with this one.
Oh, good for you.
Thanks, Kate.
And I'm just sick and tired of our society making it about trans people versus everyone else, you know? And it's like, as long as you're not a sicko, outside of that, why can't we all just get along and love each other? And love doesn't have to be a sexual thing. You know, human compassion is the argument here. And yet somehow I get told I'm a piece of shit and I'm uneducated. And I'm like, okay, you can't make me understand the logic behind all this radical nonsense. That gender doesn't exist, but you have to respect my gender pronouns. I'm like, fuck you. You don't tell me what to respect. I'm a free thinker. I don't make it about politics. I think for myself, and that makes me a dangerous individual. And that pronouns are fucking stupid, and biology doesn't give a fuck about your pronouns. Wah! I'm not saying you can't be trans. I'm just saying, you know, if you're going to be a part of that crowd, then you're going to face some backlash because people are not going to take you seriously if you don't respect their pronouns, but you're being told that you have to respect their pronouns. And not everyone deserves to have their pronouns respected. Serial killers and rapists don't deserve to have their pronouns respected. And if you want to call me a bigot for saying it, well then, that's your problem, you sicko supporting piece of shit. Like, I'm sick and tired of being preached at like I'm the fucking problem. That's, fucking woke ass fucking Disney. Fucking what's her face ruining Star Wars. And it's like, when I was a kid, Star Wars wasn't about some woke ideology bullshit. It wasn't about preaching politics. It was about the story and entertaining people. But that's just my opinion. Kathleen Kennedy is a fucking woke cunt. Oh, now that is delicious. Hold up. It's like I mix the Jack Daniels with this apple flavored soda pop. And everybody bullies me for being an alcoholic. No one cares. But if you bully someone for being trans, you're a piece of shit. And it's like, you know what? As long as you're not a sicko, outside of that, just let people live their life and accept tolerance and acceptance. Let people live their life and accept the fact that not everyone thinks just like you. I know that's a hard concept, and that might make my Facebook friends lose their shit. Fucking Tombstone's the greatest movie ever made.
You come sit at my table? Mr. Rook, would you mind signing an autograph for me, sir? My wife's not going to believe it.
And this is the problem with it. If I get bullied on social media, I get told to ignore the haters, ignore the comments. And if you don't like it, get off of social media. You can't say that crap to trans people. Like, oh, you're sick and tired of being bullied for your pronouns? Well, stop being gay and stop being trans and blah, blah, blah. And like, not every trans person is gay, dude. That's a negative stereotype. And it's like when Donald Trump signed a bill declaring that the government only recognizes two genders, I'm like, that is such a waste of a bill because it doesn't personally affect Trump, or some radical nut job is screaming that gender doesn't exist, but there's 10,000 genders, and you gotta respect their pronouns. I'm like, if gender doesn't exist, then I don't gotta respect your gender pronouns. Wah? And it's like, okay, if genitalia is not defined by your trans identity, then why the fuck do you get the surgeries to make yourself look like the opposite sex? The biggest problem with this is that gender is only existent when it's convenient for the radical left and for the Looney Tunes and for the people out there in a certain community. And I'm like, well, either it exists or it doesn't exist. You can't have it both ways because it conveniently fits your arguments, but then inconveniently pisses you off at the same time. Like, just because you're confused about your gender and sexuality doesn't mean you gotta fucking make everyone else confused. I'm like, well, that's your opinion. You have fun with it, you know, and that's the thing of it. Is I don't go out of my way to harass nobody or nothing. I just speak my truth. And if you disagree with it, well, then that's your choice.
That up, huh? Heard of you. Listen now, Mr. Kansas Law Dog. Law don't go around here. Savvy? I'm retired. Good. That's real good. Yeah. Yeah, that's real good, Law Dog, because law just don't go around here. Yeah, I heard you the first time. Winner to the king, $500. Shut up, right? You must be Doc Holliday. That's the rumor.
And here's the thing of it. If it's all about equality, how come my trolls aren't getting canceled for bullying me for hating sickos and being one of Ozzy Osbourne's biggest fans? But if I bully them for being gay or trans, you know, I'm the bigot. And I'm like, people need to quit being so goddamn sensitive, and people need to quit going out of their way to bully other people and just coexist in peace. But somehow that makes me the bigot, right? Somehow I'm the piece of shit.
You retired too?
My man.
Not me. I'm in my prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look it. You must be Ringo. Look, darling.
This is how I look at the situation. Like, what his girlfriend's about to say. What do you think, darling? Should I hate him? And then she says, and I quote, "You don't even know him." And I'm like, as somebody who goes and does their thing, and as people who go out of their way to fucking hate me and try to ruin my life, some asshole mass flagged my sandwich video on Facebook, and I wasn't even doing anything. All I was doing was making a delicious prosciutto sandwich. And then someone commented too. They were just like, honestly, Cobra, that sandwich looked good, but here's what I would have done. And then they proceeded to like tell me how they would make the sandwich. Instead of getting offended, I accepted their input and I said, well, thank you for your 2 cents. I hope you have a wonderful day. And that's how the whole world should work. But that's not how it works. Because people are so goddamn obsessed with I'm right, you're wrong, I'm smart, you're stupid. And this is what I hate about our society is people seem to only care about themselves and their own personal opinion because nobody else cares about their opinion. And I'm like, you're not allowed to have a discussion without offending someone. I'm like, screw that. This is how we lead to change. This is how we lead to progression and making the world a better place by having those conversations that make you think. And it's like people are too stupid and lazy. They don't want to think or think for themselves. They're just told what to think. And I'm sick of it. It doesn't personally affect me. Like, do what the fuck you want to do. I hate sickos. I want to stick to my guns. And if it personally offends you, suck my autistic dick.
Johnny Ringo, the deadliest pistolet since Wild Bill, they say.
Like the second I post a prosciutto sandwich to fucking Facebook because YouTube is being mass flagged and I'm losing my privileges. Here's the best part of it. I don't go out of my way to mass flag my YouTube trolls videos because one, social media doesn't give a shit. And two, I believe we should all be able to coexist on social media without any issue. Like you want to bully Cobra for hating sickos, and you want to bully Cobra because you hate his videos. And I'm like, well, you're a miserable, inhuman piece of shit. And then, like, you know what? This is why I fucking relate to LGB to a point. Because I get hate for doing my thing. So I totally get it, you know? But at the same time, it's like, you don't get to treat me like I'm a piece of shit because I'm white, straight, cisgendered, and male. And that's the narrative, isn't it? You're automatically a racist, a sexist, a homophobic, and a transphobic because you're white, straight, cisgendered, and male. And I'm like, you know what? And you're sick and tired of everyone assuming the stereotypes about your people. I'm like, hypocrisy's a bitch, and so is my ex-girlfriend. Mm. Oh, fucking hell. Whoo! That drink combo. Facebook. Facebook!
What do you think, darling? Should I hate him? You don't even know him.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly right there. Thank you, Doc Holliday's girlfriend. What do you think? Should I hate him? Should I hate these people? You don't even know them. And I'm like, it's a mutual fucking... Like, as long as you're not a sicko who gives a shit.
That's true, but I don't know. There's just something about him. Something around the house. I don't know. Reminds me of
Me.
me. No.
No.
I'm sure of it. I hate him. He's drunk. In vino veritas. Tragic Radis. Creda Judas Sotella non ego. Juventus.
Sitting there like, just be grateful you don't have to have an excuse, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't need to celebrate my sexuality to be accepted. And honestly, it makes me feel like shit because gay and trans people don't fucking deserve the crap that they get. They're just trying to live their life like the rest of us. As long as you're not a fucking sicko, then who fucking cares? I don't gonna, you know what? If it's all about equality, then why doesn't LGB include straight people and cisgendered people? And it's like, if you're cisgendered, they can call you a sissy. That's a derogatory term for cisgendered folks. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just sitting here like, oh, don't you dare call him a faggot tranny because that's offensive. And I'm like, treat others the way you want to be treated. Like, I don't judge you except for being a sicko, you know, kind of thing. And somehow I'm the piece of shit for speaking my mind and having a conversation that challenges your thinking. And I'm like, it's no hate, it's just... Okay, this is how the life we live works. I'm going to ask questions. You know, when you're unsure of things or when you're trying to educate yourself, you know what I'm saying? You're going to ask questions.
Pace requiescat. Come on, boys. We don't want any trouble in here, not in any language. That's Latin, darling. Evidently, Mr. Ringo's an educated man. Now I really hate him. What's it, Johnny? I hear he's real fast.
And that's the thing of it. I try to take a neutral stance on the issue and think for myself. But society is telling us to embrace who you are and think for yourself, but you're not allowed to think for yourself if you don't think like everyone else thinks. And I'm like, screw that hypocrisy. And fucking Doc Holliday, he's just like, yeah, watch this. And people tell me I gotta educate myself and then I'm misinformed on the issues. And I'm like, just because I don't think like you do doesn't mean I'm fucking miseducated or misinformed. People should be allowed to have their own opinions, regardless of if it's right or wrong. Because people should be entitled to their own opinion, and people are fake as fuck and hypocritical. And then when I call out my own shit and I call out everyone else's shit, I'm the piece of shit. And everyone's gonna be like, yeah, well, Cobra, you're blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you know what? You're just proving my point that I'm right. You're so quick to call out Cobra and all of his, bullshit. You're just proving that I'm right. Aww.
Drinks it on me.
Like, somebody wants to bully me and be like, what classifies bullying anymore? It's like, people need to stop being so overly sensitive and people need to stop going out of their way to bully people. But it's like, Cobra, what? I know you're a huge fan of the movie Tombstone. Yeah? I am. It's a fucking beautiful movie. Well, that movie sucks, and so do you. And I'm sitting here like, what about me sucking your mom's cunt? Like, Cobra's got the fucking Doc Holliday mentality when it comes to life and, like, haters. I'm just living my life to the fullest. Tomorrow's not promised. And I'm gonna make the best of it. I don't go out of my way to cause trouble with anyone, yet because my viewpoints disagree with you, you get mad.